untelevised Conservative leadership debate finished a short time ago. 5 Tory MPs are still in contention to become Prime Minister. Joining me now to discuss how the debate went is Tory MP Aaron Bell, who is supporting Tom Tugendhat. Aaron Bell, thanks very much for joining me today.
Thanks, Andrew. Nice to be on.
Could you tell us a little bit about why you are supporting your candidate, Tom Tugendhat?
I think what we really need, this country needs, is a clean start. Tom didn't serve under Boris Johnson. This evening's debate, we heard an awful lot of squabbling between cabinet ministers about what was said around the cabinet table. And what we need is to move on from that. We need a clean start. And Tom didn't rise to that this evening. Tom, he really wants to bring the party back together. Under his leadership, we'll have a 10-year economic plan. We're going to immediately take 10 pence off fuel duty. And he offers the country a clean start. He offers leadership, integrity and conviction. And that's what we need in our politicians.
I obviously didn't see the debate tonight because I was hosting this show, but I did see the Channel 4 debate the other night, and he came across incredibly well. And I think most people would agree that he's clearly a very strong candidate. But at the same time, he is at number 5 at the moment, isn't he? And likely to fall out of the race very soon. Or do you think there's still a chance?
I think there's still a chance. That debate on Friday, he clearly won the debate. He won with the audience at home. He won with voters in the country. He won with Conservative voters. And over the weekend, those of us who support Tom, and that's people, leavers like myself, people who voted Remain, we've all been out getting phone calls from our colleagues saying, didn't Tom do well? I'm really considering backing him on Monday. Now, you're right, Andrew, it's a big ask because we're quite a bit behind from the last round of voting. But Tom's done himself a lot of good on Friday and tonight, and he's done the party a lot of good as well. And realistically, when you look at the polling, Tom is the only candidate who's in the position to beat Keir Starmer at the next election. And fundamentally, as Conservatives, that's what we all want.
So a lot of people watching will be thinking, well, we've got these candidates now, but the 2 front runners are far ahead. And to what extent does it matter what the public think at this point? Isn't it all at the moment just about getting the MPs on side?
Well, we need to get the MPs on side to get Tom through the competition, of course. But realistically, we should always worry about what the public think, Andrew, because fundamentally, we're accountable to the public and eventually the public will have their say in a general election. So I think we need to be thinking about what the public want to hear from their politicians. And I think the public want a clean start. We've had very difficult times with Partygate, with Patterson, and eventually what just brought the Prime Minister down with Chris Pincher. Tom wasn't involved in any of that. Tom's been chairing the Foreign Affairs Committee. He's been right about China. He's been right about Russia. And he's also got a very sound economic policy, which I think will address the cost of living crisis that we're living through. So for a clean start, we ought to be persuading our MP colleagues to vote for Tom Tugendhat. That's what I've been doing all weekend. That's what my colleagues have been doing. And I think the polling that came out of the debate will lend credibility to our attempts to get him over the line tomorrow.